That's right. It's Bad Weather Fans, episode number 298, NBA post draft deadline special. Mike Biseglia, Alex Benesowitz. We are recording this right now in the fourth quarter of the Nets game in Orlando. About 7 minutes left in that contest. Nets down 25. We'll talk about that game in a little bit. We'll talk about Cam Thomas being released by the Nets. The Knicks make a trade. Deuce McBride news. Knicks winners of 8 games in a row. Nets struggling right now, but they're in full tank, and I feel like trade deadline is one of those milestone dates, Alex, on the calendar.
It is.
It's a big one. A lot of teams now settling in where there really will be. Obviously, some little things can happen here and there on the buyout market, but how you doing, man? Lots to talk about tonight.
I'm doing great, man. I'm pretty happy. It was a great day for the Knicks. I mean, they didn't end up with Giannis, but you know what? They didn't waver off of their offer. They stuck with what they had, and they didn't, push any further and gut their roster like Dolan would have done in the past. So clearly, he's learned from his past mistakes from the Melo trade. So that's great. That's something I've said that I think he's learned from that, and that proved today that he did. So that's great. That's positive. They traded Yabusele yesterday for Dalen Terry from the Bulls. Somebody, I don't know, people haven't heard of. I think he was a first-round pick a couple years ago. He was a bust, but he's an expiring contract. And the next day, today, they trade Terry plus 2 second-round picks for Jose Alvarado. And that was awesome because Terry was an expiring contract, and the Pelicans didn't want Yabusele on the 2 years, so they said, all right, get us an expiring, we'll do it. Add 2 second-round picks, and they did it. And then also on top of that, they hid the severity of Deuce McBride's injury from the world. Everybody's like, oh, he's out with an ankle injury, out with this, out with that. He'll be back. And then all of a sudden, like an hour after the trade, The Athletic drops a story that Deuce McBride is getting surgery for a hernia, I think. And that was crazy. And with all that trade now also saves them cap room. They created cap room under the apron so they could sign a buyout guy as well. It's just a great day. It was a great day. It's not great for Deuce McBride.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a great day.
I'm not a Knicks fan, so I can't put myself in your perspective. But personally, knowing Deuce is going to miss potentially the rest of the season, the regular season,
he'll be back for the playoffs.
I wouldn't consider that great, but again, that's from my viewpoint. But that sucks.
But imagine it was smart business to not.
I agree with that.
Put it out there early. Then the Pelicans would bend them over a barrel, and you wouldn't get Jose Alvarado, and you have to sign one of these, Mike Conley or CP3 or guys like that. And
he can
Jose
play.
Alvarado,
He's
Jose Alvarado's, he's a Brooklyn kid, went to Christ the King in high school in Queens, went to Georgia Tech, then to New Orleans, made a name for himself, and now he's back home at the Garden. Remember his first game at the Garden? He's like, yo, my people are sitting right over there. I'm at the Garden 5 years ago. Yeah. I would never think I was here. And now he's at that's amazing, man. Like, he wants to be here. He's a Knicks fan. He's one of us. You know what I'm saying? Like, and now he's living the dream. That's amazing. Guys like that will fit right in. He'll do whatever is possible to stay with this team.
He'll be liked, no doubt. I mean, he'll be liked, and it's a good pickup. The Nets made some small minor trades, and then Cam Thomas being released, there's just no market for him. I hope for him he finds a home and can play well. I don't know where that is. Obviously, I think it most likely would be a team that's contending. I don't think he would want to go to a team that is not contending. And then the Nets tonight, they're in Orlando. They're down a bunch, but positive is you look at the 2 rookies in their backcourt, and Traore and Dioman. Jaeger has 24, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, and Traore, who I've been super high on and just needs the reps, has 18 points, 7 assists, 3 rebounds. So it's the 2 best players on the Nets tonight is the rookie backcourt, which combined is 38 years old, which is years younger than us. So that's a positive in a net season where, now it's full tank, and I'm happy MPJ's there. Mm-hmm. And then you just keep it moving, man. They didn't really have much to do. They didn't make a trade to make a trade, which I appreciated, and just kind of scoreboard watching as well right now. Interesting. Washington goes into Detroit and wins, which is good for you as a Knicks fan, and good for Nets from a tank. So the Nets will move up a slot, and Nets actually play Washington on Saturday. I'm going with my son. It's Kids Day.
Mhm.
Let me like put in perspective the worst NBA game of all time, but it's perfect for me to take a 5-year-old. Nets Wizards Saturday at 3.
Ooh.
You really got to love your team to go to that. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like, but it'll be fun. And yeah, man, I said a couple
That
of,
will be fun. That will be fun. I
it'll
mean,
be fun.
is Anthony
Yeah, it'll
Davis
be good.
playing?
Nah, he's not playing. I know, but I'd love to talk to you actually about this.
Yeah, let's get to that down the later.
I,
But yeah.
no,
But
I don't mind. Just do it now if you want to.
I wanted to ask about Cam Thomas first,
We can do
but
Cam first. Yeah, I'm really interested in the strategy that the Wizards are putting together, and I know it ticked off some Knicks fans. Although I don't think you can really be mad at Washington. I suppose you could be mad at the NBA. But yeah, Cam's gone, and it was just it was never right from the start. For whatever reason, the organization, especially with Jacques Vaughn there and Steve Nash, just never believed in him.
right.
And there's a lot there. He's a prolific scorer. He can get hot in bunches. He doesn't play defense, and he quit on the team this year. I kind of understand why. He's injury prone too. He has limitations. He's going to go somewhere and do something. He's going to help a team. I think he can go somewhere and help a team. It was just over here in Brooklyn, and I think for the Nets, there was no need for him to be here when they want to develop young players. And now for him, he has an opportunity to go somewhere, try to win, and probably for him, more importantly, get his value up so that because he's an unrestricted free agent, go somewhere in the offseason and get an opportunity to play more because it was just done here in Brooklyn. A long history setting that up. Both sides, I think, not really doing a good job in the relationship. And then ultimately, Cam gave up, which I kind of get. And you wish him the best. I like Cam. I hope he does well somewhere else, but he clearly should not be on the Nets right now. And there was the right decision. I'm glad the Nets cut him, and we'll see where he lands, and best of luck.
Yeah, I get you feeling that way at the end, as a Nets fan, for sure. But from the outside looking in, it looks like asset mismanagement from the start, from the Nets perspective. You have this young player and you don't try to develop him, and then you keep layering him with other players, and then you trade for Mikal Bridges, and you just feed Mikal Bridges the ball and make him the star, as Dinwiddie said. And then you make Cam Thomas pissed off, and then he scores 50 points, and then you bench him, like the next game. And
So there were
you kept
mismanagement
messing
there,
with him, and
but
you
at the
kept
same
depreciating his own value. You depreciated his value by causing a problem, and he's only 24. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Act
but
like
at the
play the
same
young
time,
guys. He's still young.
he's not that great. I mean, at the same time,
Okay.
yeah, he had those moments, sure, but he also had a lot of moments that were really bad. That's not talked about. He's injured all the time. He doesn't play defense.
Injuries, yes.
If he's not scoring, he's a liability. He doesn't make the right reads. He doesn't make the right pass. I can't tell you how many times I watch it and I'm like, pass the ball, pass the ball, pass the ball, and he doesn't. And this has nothing to do with Nets mismanagement. It has his instincts on the court just aren't great. I just don't know. And I think he can go somewhere and contribute, but at the end of the day, like, he's just not a great player.
Yeah, but you know what? He could fit perfectly on a team like the Knicks on the bench and be a guy that can come in and get points in a bunch.
agree.
And if he's not hitting shots, sit him down.
Right, but the Knicks are also a top 5 team in the league, top 4 team in the league.
For them. Yeah,
right, but it's a different right. So I
Right.
understand it from that perspective.
For
Sure,
sure.
if it doesn't work out, yeah, but the Nets are in a rebuild.
Mhm.
And yeah, you're right. Like, but also, like, let's say he goes to the Knicks. There's no chance in hell you're ever seeing him in big spots down the end of the game because he's such a let me put it this way: Jalen Brunson can't play defense. Karl Anthony Towns can't. Although they have been playing much better of late. They have like the second best defensive rating in this 8-game winning streak. But point is, their liability defensively. You can't put Cam Thomas in there and expect anything defensively good to happen. Now, yeah, he could come in and score in bunches. Like I hope he goes to the Cavs, for example, or he goes to the Raptors, a team that use that scoring off the bench, and then I can root for him. Obviously, if he's the Knicks, I'm not going to root for him. If he goes basically anywhere else, I'll want him to do well, and I mean that. Like any other team, I can't imagine that the Knicks would make that decision. I could be wrong. Yeah, if just because you have Deuce coming back, you just picked up Alvarado. I don't know if there's space for him
for another guard. Well, there's a guy. Yeah,
I don't know. I don't. It just seems like a lot. Like,
and
obviously,
Clarkson is still there too, and Cole.
Yeah, it just seems like a lot of the same redundant player. And Deuce is a much better basketball player than Cam because Deuce defends,
of course,
and is more and is more consistent with his jumper. And it doesn't need to he could put him out on the perimeter, Brunson can create. Obviously, you put Cam next to Jalen, I'm sure he looks better too. But I wouldn't give him minutes over those two guys. So
Right, but maybe Cam Thomas is the kind of person who just needs to change the scenery.
oh,
Like
absolutely does.
just
Oh,
get him out of
totally.
there. Miserable. Saw the lowest of the lows and the highest of the highs and the lowest of the lows, and he's like, "Get me the fuck out of here."
Yeah, he was done.
It's just like
It
enough.
happens.
Yeah,
It happens. He was done.
Yeah.
I totally get it. I'm not saying the Nets were by no stretch were perfect, and it was time. There was no market to trade him. But there's also he did that to himself a little too. Like this whole season, he was injured and had a horrible attitude.
Yeah,
he had a horrible.
He had
attitude
enough. He was done. He's like, why?
Right. But that also
I get that
hurt.
though.
That hurts his value too. Like another team.
It does.
Another team might go, well, we're going for a championship here. We don't have time for this bullshit.
Right. That's true.
So he did that to himself a little bit.
He did. Well, yeah. I mean, like you said, they're both guilty in the situation.
Yeah.
I think a player that at first I was like Cam Thomas for the Knicks, and I would still love Cam Thomas just because of the ability to drop 40 something, in a game. Like that kind of scoring is not easy to find, especially off the bench for nothing. But Chris Boucher, is that how you pronounce it? Boucher, that was on the Raptors. I never know how to pronounce his last name. He was traded and then waived. Obviously you don't need the point guards now that are out there. Mike Conley Jr., Lonzo Ball, Chris Paul. You don't need any of those guys now. Like, no thanks. I'd rather Cam Thomas than those guys. You don't need another point guard. So I think Boucher or Boucher would be the guy to get, and I'll learn how to say his last name. But other than that, I think the Knicks are all set, man. As long as Josh Hart, they can stay healthy. I'm just proud. I'm really proud. I posted this on my Twitter at Knicks Central. I'm really proud of the Knicks for today. And I know you tried to pour cold water on it, like you said. Well, Deuce McBride getting surgery is not a good day. Of course not. But the fact that the Knicks learned from their mistakes and Dolan didn't get in the way. I'm proud of this franchise. I'm proud to be a Knicks fan. I'm proud of how far they have come over the last 6 or 7 years. That started from the Porzingis trade to the Melo trade to getting to here, is incredible, to being a real franchise that's run by adults, that doesn't waver, that doesn't, go after the shiny object, that just relaxes, has their offer, and says, you know what, who cares? And they can do that because they have a powerhouse team already, a title contending team. You could say that they're not all you want, anybody, not you, just people in general, but they were 6 wins away from a championship last year. They're a title contending team. They have the same team. They have a good coach. They have now another point guard on their bench that's really that plays defense, and that's gonna be a spunky like spark guy like Josh Hart. And they don't have to rely on guys like Mikal Bridges or OG Anunoby to score, or Karl Anthony Towns. They have Jalen Brunson, and you were texting me last night during the game, the double overtime game versus the Nuggets, that in that second overtime, Jalen Brunson just said, "Fuck this! I'm winning this game.
Yeah.
Forget this." And that's what a superstar does. He's a superstar. He's a starting point guard in the All-Star game for the second year in a row. Like, that's not normal. Like, we went through the point guard abyss with the Knicks forever.
Don't we me.
We as a Knicks fans went through the point guard abyss for forever. Like forever. Like the Jets are going through the quarterback hell since Joe Namath. The Knicks were in the point guard hell since the Mark Jackson curse and Rod Strickland curse of trading them both. And they haven't been able to find a legitimate point guard since. And that can help them win. They've had good players, like Marbury and Harper and Greg Anthony, like guys like that, but like they never got that guy. And now they have it. And now it's exciting. And because of that, you can be more relaxed with trades and not be like, I need this guy. They just said, you know what? No. And you know what? You keep him then. and the Bucks did. And now, Giannis saying like, I'm posting the Wolf of Wall Street, I'm not leaving thing. And it's just like, come on, man. It's just like, seems like a little corny.
I in my heart believe that if Mikal wasn't dealt, Giannis would be on the Knicks.
Probably. And you're probably right about that.
That's just my opinion on it.
But at the end of the day, the Knicks couldn't wait for him. They couldn't sit around and wait for him for 2 years to have a shot at him. Like, you can't just wait. Like, you got to try.
I'm glad your opinion on it changed, because I know when we had this debate months ago, you were saying, well, the Bucks only want their own picks back, so that's why the trade doesn't work.
You're right.
I just think
you want to hear.
It is. I just think right now, right, like Giannis clearly wants the Knicks, and that there's just no wiggle room to do it. And this summer, if the Knicks come up short, they'll re-engage.
It's the
Right.
ultimate insurance
And
policy.
then, maybe, and then also, maybe things will change. Though you never know with the landscape of the NBA. Teams look very different, very fast.
Yeah.
And as an example, Tyrese Halliburton tears his ACL or whatever. Like, if someone gets hurt, whatever. The point is,
Yeah, I
things can
know.
change and things can move, and
Very easily.
the Knicks can win a championship. The Knicks can lose in the first round of the playoffs.
True.
I think that's just the way the NBA is built right now.
Mhm.
I do want to say this because in a season with the Nets, it's it's been a couple rough weeks. One, Noah Clowney's definitely regressing, which has been annoying to watch. Just less active. His shot's not falling fine, but the activity's been bad.
Right.
But Yegor finishes with 26 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, and Traore 21, 7 assists, 3 boards. So to get your rookie backcourt to put up those kind of numbers in Orlando is exciting.
It is.
That's an exciting. Danny Wolf 13 and 6. So the Nets are playing 5 rookies. They're losing by 20 points. You're kind of seeing what all the Net fans wanted. So you feel good about that with Yegor and Traore, who I really like. And I sent this to you a few days ago, which I thought was truly interesting. Mock drafts or the Tankathon lottery where you click it all the time. I did one was like I have a thing in my photos like a year ago today, and it was I guess I did a lottery, and the Nets won and got Cooper Flag, right? Whatever. That wasn't the interesting part to me. What was fascinating was if you look down the list, it was the mock. They had Yegor at 5, which was crazy, and then Traore at 9, and then Ben Saroff actually was 13. So all the guys that they drafted at 8, 19, 26 at that point in time, according to Tankathon, were lottery picks. And Traore, I have to remember because I was really frustrated with this net streak. Like they're losing games by 50 every night, which is horrible. And I was like, at some point, the coach has to be a little more accountable. And I've kind of softened on it because, and I had a conversation with Ben Harris, and he made a good point where it's like Michael Porter Jr. said this on Cam Johnson's podcast. These are 19-year-olds, and it's like you're seeing what happens with 19-year-olds. I always think back to this. Jermaine O'Neal, not a Hall of Famer, but a good NBA player, came into the league at 18, averaged like 3 points per game his rookie year.
The Blazers, right? Blazers was first, right?
With the Blazers first. He got dealt
it.
in Indy. He got traded for Indy. I forget the deal.
Yeah, he went to Indy. Who knows? Yeah, whatever.
Man, I could know that if I really thought. But by the way, which is crazy, I could think about that, but I couldn't tell you about any other trades like from like earlier today. But he developed and he got better. So I just have to remember that in my mindset that they're kids. And then connecting the dots back to the point about the East. The East to me is interesting. Harden goes to the Cavs, which is just fascinating. I believe Cleveland got a lot better. I think the Sixers are way better than I anticipated. I thought the Sixers were. You heard me on this podcast before we started, Alex. I said the Sixers have no chance. I've changed my mind on that. The Sixers are better than I thought. And the Celtics are better than I thought. So I at least see the Eastern Conference is a little bit better, I think, than people anticipated before the season started. Everybody thought Detroit would improve. They have. But the Celtics now, same record as the Knicks coming into tonight. I know they play a little bit later. No, they don't. The Sixers play later tonight. But the Sixers have won 5 in a row. The Cavs have started to play better, and they just traded for James Harden. So the East, to me, taking my Knicks wanting to fail perspective out of the way, it's going to be just interesting teams playing each other.
Yeah, I agree. And sorry, I got distracted. Thinking of interesting tonight, Gershon Yabusele. You want to hear his stat line for the Bulls?
It's like 14, 7, and 2 or something.
15 and 11, 3 assists and 2 steals and 1 turnover.
Interesting. Hey, just a fresh start.
Yeah, well, minute 46 left, but they're losing big to the Raptors. But still, that's good for him.
Yeah. Well, you should.
Why can you do that here, bro? Like, what the fuck? But
what does it matter?
That's one game. That's one game. He's hyped up one game, and then he'll go have a
good for Leon Rose to pivot and make the move. But the Knicks off season has been a dud. All the guys they picked up, like Clarkson's been okay. He's had some spots.
Clarkson, I think, will turn it around and hit some big shots down the road. He's too good and too experienced to just like fade away into black, to the abyss.
Yeah, but after that, it's like
Buscelli,
nothing. Who else did they pick up? Nobody. I mean, that was it. It's just
really Well,
Really, they
well,
just
you know
didn't turn.
what? What helps though is Diawara, the second round pick that they got, looks like a steal from France. Like he's playing. He
And
started some
Shamit's
games.
getting good
And
rotation
Shamit,
minutes.
yeah, they brought back, and
He's had a good. He's had a good year.
they chose right. Remember, it was a real debate between Shamit, Brogdon, and
Yeah.
Garrison Matthews, and obviously, we always knew it should be Shamit. Like we said on this podcast,
No,
it's
if
got to
he
be Shamit.
stretches the floor, he can defend. He's a good
Yeah.
player. He's a good. I mean, I remember he hit clutch shots for the Nets. He's been down. He's been down the road in the playoffs. I like Harden to the Cavs. I think it makes them a lot better.
Really?
I know people. I think just saying, "Oh, he's failed in the playoffs in the past," and you're like,
Yes.
and you're thinking of the Rocket games from 12 years ago and using that. But the Cavs were flawed in the playoffs. We saw it the last couple of years. They couldn't do shit. I think you get it's an improvement over Garland, and it's an NBA veteran that's seen everything. To me, it gives the Cavs a much better opportunity. Now, I don't think ultimately, Garland's 10 years younger or whatever, but I think for this year and next year only, I think they've improved.
I agree. I
don't know how anybody could disagree with that.
But it's because he just it's not like a one-time thing with Harden. It's every year in the playoffs. He just like decides, like, since the Thunder, he just decides, like, I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. And he just like doesn't play well. He doesn't look like the greatest player that he is, besides the Nets year where he legitimately got hurt. I think he legitimately was trying that year, to be fair. So maybe if he's motivated, he'll try. I don't know. What do you think?
It's his game 7s that have been bad. I just look at the Cavs.
Take the game 7s out, and then
I just look at the Cavs, and you insert him into their
right?
playoffs, and it improves that team. I don't know. Like I just think anybody that's it's a horrible trade, like the Nick Wrights of the world. It's like,
fuck those guys.
You
man.
gotta
those
watch
guys
him
just want to
play.
say anything.
He's been awesome for the Clippers this year.
Yeah,
he's been so good.
I think the sports world is starting to really like not care about these guys like Nick Wright or Stephen A. Smith and people like that, and just not take them seriously anymore. You know what I mean? It's just like it's nonsense.
He's had a great year for the Clippers.
Yes, and the Clippers have been on fire. Like they started off slow and they've been on fire. Like that's why everybody was shocked. Like,
and I'm not saying that in 2 years he's going to demand a trade and go somewhere else. I get it. He's not the kind of guy that sticks around. But
I don't get it.
Yeah, I put this on YouTube where it's just
Bad Weather Fans.
Ultimately,
YouTube
you can't. Obviously, it's him. He gets to a place and then he has to move on. It's not the situation. It's not the Nets. It's not the Rockets. It's not the Clippers.
He can't sit still.
It's not the Thunder. It's not the Sixers. It's him. He wants out. It's nothing to do with those teams. But I think for the moment, if he's motivated in Cleveland, that's a hell of a backcourt. That's a crazy good backcourt.
That is.
The Cavs are intriguing.
Yeah, but I got to see it in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying?
Of course. Of course, they got to do it.
I'm not afraid of them. I'm not afraid of them. I'm more afraid of the Pistons. I'm not afraid. I'm more concerned.
The Sixers, I think, could belly up.
How about the Sixers dumping Jared McLean? That was surprising. I know he hasn't been playing well. Doesn't play, and they sent him to the G League a couple times, but I was surprised. And our boy Lunad comment. Nobody worried about Cleveland. And by the way, you bullied him last episode. He DM'd me. He said, Mike made fun of me for not having a profile picture, so I got one up. He's the one who said that the crowd was taunting.
I see two people in the picture. I'm trying to zoom in. Who is he?
Remember last episode?
Yeah, no, I remember, but I'm saying I see two people in his profile picture.
Oh, we need one person. Yeah, we need a one person.
Yeah, I don't know if that's real. I mean, that could just be anything off the internet. How do I know that's really you?
Right. We need a headshot, a professional headshot.
I didn't
go to
CVS
and get a professional headshot taken.
I didn't bully him into getting a photo. I just inserted some common sense.
I think he found it funny.
I appreciate his sense of humor. That's why I'm just kind of going over the top
great.
on it.
But again, so you want to go the Wizards now with their Trae Young and Anthony Davis and sitting there. What would you want to talk about?
Well, first of all, I think for them they become Dallas of the East, right?
Right.
And I think the Mavs. I credit the Mavs for making the deal, not the original one with Luka. Like that was a horrible trade, but they just said, you know what, we made a mistake. Although it's it's new GM, but we made a mistake. We got to move on. Let's trade AD. Let's get some let's get some draft capital back and build around Cooper Flag. We got super lucky, right? The guy's been on fire. He's at 39 points. He's a baby.
Yeah.
But I respect them for making that move. Washington, for me, I think it's smart business if you're going to trade for two guys. And right now, Washington's what, 13 and 38, whatever it is.
Right.
They're going nowhere this season. They have 30 games left. To me, it's more beneficial to rest them. I'm not saying if the league can stop this, but it's not illegal. It's more beneficial to not play these guys, lose, and have a much better chance for a top 3 pick in the draft, as opposed to winning more games in a season that you cannot go anywhere because you are so far behind. Just mathematically, you're not catching up. So that you're going to fight to be the 10th seed, the 11th seed, the 12th seed, and then lose out on a generational talent at the top of the draft, to me would be incredible malpractice from the Wizards.
I get what you're saying, but at the same time, I understand them tanking in general when your team stinks and you have a bunch of they're not even tanking, they're just playing the young players, but I guess they're tanking now. But the problem that I have with it is like you can't trade for all-star players and sit them down and then expect to build a culture of winning in that organization. You have most of these young players under contract for next year. You're going to, lose guys like Middleton that's going to be gone. You know what I mean? Like otherwise, like it's good to have them play. Even if you want to sit them out, like maybe sit them out every other game, sit them out on the second night of a back-to-back. But get these guys out there with Trae Young and Anthony Davis. I don't even know if Anthony Davis is healthy, but like Trae Young's healthy. Get Trae Young out there, play with these kids, learn how to play with Alex Sarr, who's going to be there, learn how to play with these guys and see what's going on. And then you go into next year, maybe you win a couple games into the year and you hurt your draft stock. But you know what? You build chemistry going into next season, and then you can play together and you know what you have as an organization and what holes you have on the roster to build better instead of just hoping for lottery ping pong balls. It's just a loser mentality, in my opinion.
I think it's just smart business. It's looking at the bigger picture of what you want to do for your organization. Because if you win the lottery and you get this kid from Kansas and Peterson, all of a sudden you put that core together, you can win a championship, and that you can. Like if he's that good,
if he's good, I mean that's what I'm saying. Like that's the thing. He could be a bust. So you're wasting
your
half
season's
the season
not
where you can get.
Alex, if it was the start of the year and they were 0-0, I'd say this is completely idiotic. Like you got to play the guys you have on there. But you are 13 and 38 and you are 20 games back, and you're going to hope for some chemistry build in the 18 games where you got. And in that you sacrifice the opportunity to have a top 3-4 pick. That to me is not worth it. I personally, if I'm running an organization, I value that incoming stud way more than I do building chemistry with 10 to 15 games. By the way, half those players might not even be on the team next year that he's playing with. So you're going to get him in. So you're going to play him with 3 or 4 guys that are gone the next year. I mean, whatever. What a waste.
Who's going to be gone though? I mean, are they going to like most of these? I'm looking at their payroll right now. Like they have Sarr's under contract, Trey Johnson's under contract, Kula Bailey is under contract, Bub is under contract. Everybody's under contract for next year. Besides, like
the teams move and trade. To me,
know what I'm saying?
The 7 or 8 wins that you're going to get, sacrifice something that you could be doing that's special for the team. I get it's fucked up, but if you're playing within the rules, that's how I would operate.
I get what you're saying, but you're saying like in a way that the way that I'm suggesting is sacrificing the future, and I don't think it is. I think it's building for the future because you got the guy. Like you got the guy that you think is going to be, the center of your team and bring the Wizards back to prominence with the Gilbert Arenas is going crazy and all these guys, so it's just, and then you have Anthony Davis, who's a shell of himself. Don't get me wrong. But he brings stature to this organization on top of the fact that these are teenage kids that are on this roster that had posters of Trae Young and Anthony Davis on their walls, that to play with these guys, you can learn from these guys how to be professionals now and not just wait until next season. I think that is so beneficial for young kids at this age, and it can help them so much more in the future. And
Yeah,
that's just, I mean, we'll
but
just
if you're going to
disagree
get a
on that.
generational talent in,
If it's just an if,
yeah,
it's a
but
lottery and you have no idea.
but
You gave
it's
it the
so
seventh
worth
pick, and then you did all that, and you
yeah,
sacrificed half the season
but if you
for a
get the
seventh pick.
second pick as opposed to the 7th or 8th pick, and it was
I mean, the
all
Wizards have
about
been
getting
drafted in the
experience.
top 5, 10 for 10 years,
I
and they've
know, man, but
sucked. So, like, I mean, what are we doing?
it's
I don't
but
know.
they're not going anywhere anyway. Like I said, if they were 0-0 or they're 7-11,
But
and
how
we're
many more
early
wins did they
on,
get with Trae Young? Honestly,
probably not even that many. I
probably
mean,
still on their
there may
500 team with
oh,
him.
definitely. I mean,
So,
yeah,
like,
I would agree with
what are you
that.
really sacrificing?
I
I
would
don't
agree.
know. Would you
It's
play in
the
the last
fear of
10,
them winning.
15 games of the season? Maybe would you do something like that?
No, I totally get it from that end. It's probably not giving you that many more wins. I'm just saying, I'm running Washington. I'm saying, we got you. Enjoy. We'll see you next year when we rebuild this thing. Ultimately, overall, that is a smarter perspective to building it. We have a better chance of winning a championship long term if we can strike gold in this lottery. And by the way, the Nets are good. That's better win this lottery because I have this season.
They're not, Mike. You know they're not.
Like,
you know they're not.
Well, because it's on my birthday, I have decided they are going to win this year.
Okay.
I have decided.
I better see the video. I
want
to have Jess film you.
It is time. It is time that it happens. They are so fucking due for something really, really nice to happen. Like, just so due for that moment.
I mean, it hasn't been that long since you got Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. You're due for something. Like, I mean, it's less than 10 years.
That was a disaster.
7 years ago.
That was so painful. That whole thing. We're so
due. You're due, bro. It's like not that long.
I've never seen a championship in my life. The Nets have never won an NBA title.
Right, but they were on the doorstep of one, in your opinion, a couple of years ago. It's not like they've been like the Wizards. They're due.
Ah, man, I'm due. I put in a lot of hours and sacrificed.
Yes,
unlike a lot of Knicks fans I know that don't even watch. Now they're gonna parachute in. Like oh my god, there was one thing that drove me so insane, like just so. I got angry at it. Yeah, what?
Let's hear it.
No, I don't want to do it.
I like Angry Mike.
No, I don't
want to hear Angry Mike.
No, I don't want to do it.
I know what you're gonna say. I could say it for you.
I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it.
A certain someone on the radio on a certain show doesn't know a certain all-star, and he played against the Knicks a couple of games ago.
That bothered me.
Then it shows that he doesn't watch it.
That bothered me.
Oh, did I say that out loud? I'm sorry. But anyway,
that did bother me. Okay, when you got me to say it, fuck it.
Denny Advia, never heard of him. Come on, man.
Like, what bothered me about it was it's impossible to. If you say you're a fan, you should watch the games.
Right.
So
or at least
if you're watching
attention
the game,
to them, at least like know what
you
happened
have to
in
know.
the game.
You have to know.
Like I understand you can't watch every game. I understand you have a family. It's like it's a NBA regular season is basically a glorified exhibition leading to the playoffs. Like I get it. Okay, but you have to at least pay attention to the games.
So what bothered me is
yeah.
So Chris McMonagle, who works at the Fan, and I know Chris. I had him on my Mike Delivers podcast back in the day. He's like a genius with baseball. And
seems
football.
like a great guy. Like
he's the best
really
guy.
Cool.
But this is deeper than that for me because I am so annoyed at Knicks fans. I'm seeing it everywhere, right? Like I pick up my son from school, drop him off, and these.
We're happy, so that makes you mad, right?
Yeah,
we're
idiot dads. People. Like I can just tell they're talking. I just think I just get so all of this is like manifesting in my head, and it annoys me. And I will open up and be an open book about myself and my life and just tell it how it is. So it's just annoying me. So I get annoyed when people are wearing Knicks stuff, right? So Chris will wear Knicks stuff. Okay. So you're wearing Knicks stuff. You should be watching the Knicks. So to not know who the all-star on the Blazers is when they've played them twice in the last 3 weeks means you didn't watch. And that to me gets annoying. Then don't wear Knicks clothes if you're not watching them play. That bothered me because it was there's no, or you're watching the Knicks and Blazers and you miss that he was there. I guess that's possible. I don't know if you can watch a whole
because they talk about on the broadcast. I mean, if you're watching,
obviously he's had 25 in the first game. He had a huge the second game in New York. He had like 11, but
missing the West Coast game that's on at 10:30 in Portland. Okay, fine, but the game at the Garden, at the very least, you have to look at the box score or the highlights of a game. Like at some point, see what happened in that game.
I just got him. Anyway, I don't want to. That got on my nerves.
No,
like that actually, but it's also stemming from this place of, I know there's all these Knicks fans. That like I respect you because you were watching it during the dark days, right?
I was.
So I give you credit for that. just like I'm in it right now, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
to me, that's where I'm just like, oh God, here they come. And you always say like, what's the word you use? Sleeping giant.
Yes. The Knicks are the
I
sleeping
just
giant. You're seeing it now.
I just call it
Yeah.
front runners.
Yeah.
Like now they're good and we're back.
Certain people are front runners. I get that. But they're also fans that have casually watched for a long time, and then they just got really upset with the franchise, and
I get that.
they're just coming back into the diehard section, and that I respect more than a guy like you were like C-Mac who just you're faking it.
It just seemed like he was faking it, and that
Yeah.
that bothered me.
Well, you can tell when somebody's faking it on the radio or on TV, and that's how people get called out all the time with like the guys like Nick Wright and these people who like, and these guys that got to cover national teams. So I get it. Like you can't watch literally every sporting event. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just physically impossible. But anyway, I digress. Over the next couple of games, the Knicks are playing tomorrow or today, whenever you're listening to this, 7:30 at Detroit. And then Sunday at 12:30 afternoon on Super Bowl Sunday versus the Boston Celtics. And the Knicks have won 8 in a row, ready to make it 10.
I knew the Nets would do that to them. I knew it.
Yeah. And the Nets beat who? The Pistons.
The Nets.
No, who? But what are you saying? The Nets did it. Who beat the Pistons? I mean,
No,
I'm
the
sorry,
Knicks
not the
are
Nets.
on a 5-game losing streak.
No, but who
The
beat
sky
who
was-
beat the Pistons or somebody tonight? Oh, I
Washington
forgot.
beat them
Washington.
tonight.
Yes, sorry, you confused me. But yes, the Knicks got off to their run by winning by 57 points, 54 points, whatever.
Which well, by the way, too, like I don't love it. I hate it. But I was at first, I'm like, oh man, that was the Knicks beat the Nets by that. It's embarrassing. And then I'm like, well, everybody is. It's like it's almost it's not that it minimized it. This is how
Yeah.
sick I am, Alex. I was like, well, it makes that Knick win by that many points not as special because literally 3 other teams did the same thing in 2 weeks span.
I know,
It was crazy.
but nobody paid attention to those games because it's the Nets
I did.
and they're not playing the Knicks. But no, I get it.
Pistons fans did. Clipper fans did. That was one of them. What was the
no,
other
and
one?
that game started
the Laker
run,
fans
man.
did.
And it's almost like Linsanity. The second game of Linsanity is, Jeremy Lin torched Darren Williams at the Garden. Like, I was at that game. I was like, whoa, fuck. I guess this guy is good. Like, you know what I mean? So, but anyway, so what do you think? You think the Knicks make it 10 in a row? You think they win one of the two? What do you think is going to happen?
I don't think they ever lose the rest of the season.
The rest of the season? That's it? No, seriously, what do you think?
I mean, split would probably feel like the right answer because they're on the road.
I want Detroit. If they lose to Boston Sunday, like that would suck. But like, I want Detroit. I
understand. I'd be curious. I didn't see any of the highlights, but Detroit losing to Washington, I didn't see who played or didn't play. Is just at home. It's the NBA. You never know. I guess you fall asleep, and teams do have NBA talent.
Well, they're overlooking the Wizards and looking for the Knicks. It shows like it's an overlook spot. You know what I'm saying? Like clearly, what happened. I would think.
And you said to me. After the Knicks beat the Nets and they were on the 1-game winning streak, or they snapped their 5-game losing streak.
Yeah,
I said the Knicks had to earn it for me to, they had to earn that respect back, and I think they did. Clearly going on an 8-game winning streak. Played a bunch of bad teams in there,
right.
But then they got some really good wins, convincing fashion, winning on the road in Toronto. Wild game versus the Sixers that they pulled out at the end. This game versus Denver, in the double overtime, really good win on a back-to-back. Denver was coming on a back-to-back too. They had just lost the Detroit
playoff atmosphere in that game. Playoff atmosphere.
I didn't think so. Really?
I thought it was intense.
I didn't think that
game.
It was a tense game, but I didn't think playoff atmosphere.
Okay.
I thought in the second overtime everybody was kind of like, I think like a little.
They're ready to go. Like
yeah,
in this fucking game. Can we put a runner on second and make this game go faster?
What would be the NBA? What would be the NBA
equivalent
of that?
I don't know. 3-on-3 half court. Maybe I don't know. Yeah, I don't
know.
But
they to their credit, they put those eight wins in a row, and it also is a sign that like, NBA season is so long that you're going to have these ebbs and flows, and it just happens. Not many teams are the Bulls and those Warriors teams at 170 plus. It's just tough.
Yeah, and I know. I'm really I'm in a good mood when it comes to the Knicks right now. A really, really good mood, and it's nice. And it just makes me think: what would their record be if it wasn't for the NBA Cup bullshit? that stalled their season, got them exhausted. They
Oh,
still won some games in that little stretch, but they were not the same team. And they were 19-7 going into that, went on a terrible stretch, and now they've won 8 in a row. So it's like they're finally looking like themselves again.
yeah, you can't blame the 5-game losing streak on, or the 2-8 stretch on that completely. Like it's it's an ebb and flow of a season. I guess you did. Yeah, I guess you can. We'll see. I mean, hopefully they get matched up with the Sixers in the first round and see anything happen. I'm bullish on Philly and Cleveland. I have to be.
I was telling you about Philly, man, from before the season. I was like, I don't know.
They're better than I thought.
I didn't know Edgecombe was going to be this good. Don't get me wrong. But
and also,
I just thought they would be scary.
Great point by Frank Isola on the Nets broadcast a couple of games ago. This Paul George suspension for 25 games. First of all, he was like, that's the best thing that could happen to this guy. He gets to rest the whole time. Like, it doesn't really matter. And then he also said, you think he was going to be playing all 25 of those anyway? He missed 15 from injury.
Right.
It's like, so he's going to miss 10 more games. Like, it really isn't a big deal. It was some violation of something. But it's the best thing for him.
If Paul George was doing performance-enhancing drugs, he was doing some wrong performance-enhancing drugs. Maybe like it wasn't working.
Yeah.
You need to find a new doctor to insert some needle in you or something, or a pill.
Well, he's the 4th or 5th option now there. Oh, he's not a horrible 4th option, I guess.
But for that price and for what they traded for him, and
true. Yeah. No, I mean, the Sixers have, you could argue that the
George said
Knicks,
he took improper medication while dealing with his mental health. Of course, they're going to blame it on mental health, so everybody feels bad for him.
Smart.
I'm depressed. I was taking it because I'm depressed.
And also, I guess the last big wild card is Tatum.
Yeah, and
what does he look like? And even if he comes back, he's not the same player.
Trading for Vucevic,
they got better.
Yeah. They need an answer for Mitchell Robinson and Towns and Jalen Duren of the Pistons. And if they're thinking Tatum's coming back, man, they can be dangerous. But is Tatum going to be Tatum? You know what I mean? Like, that's still a thing,
No, it's Jaylen Brown's team this year. I don't think there's any way around that. Right. But if you bring him back, it makes your ceiling go up when you have MVP level guy.
Right. And then you have an all-star level center or a former all-star.
Well, he's not the same. No, but he's still good.
He's still a pro, knows how to win.
Totally.
Knows how to play ball.
Shoot from the outside stretch, rebound. He has a nice touch.
A little slow, but I'm not worried about him. But it still makes them better.
Totally. No, teams in the East all got better.
Yeah.
All these teams improved. Knicks today did. Cavs did with the Harden deal. And then the Celtics did getting Vooch. I think they all got better.
I think they did. So, Mike, out of the 5 Nick and this favorite segment of yours, out of the 5 Nets rookies, who has the highest stock right now, or who is your favorite right now? However we do it, I don't know.
I think Traore is going to be the best. I somewhere deep inside of me, that's why I feel. Yegor is interesting. Like tonight, he goes for 26. Like, can I just read you the box scores from Yegor?
We can't.
Can I get his game log? It's like 25 points. He's just every other game 3 points. 11.
He's a good 26. Rookie, man. Everybody really shitting on that pick by the Nets.
No, he's good. He's what doesn't make sense is he saw 27% from 3 at BYU last year.
And now
he's shooting 40+% from 3. He's shooting 39 point whatever. He's 40% 3-point shooter. He's got a gorgeous stroke.
And I bet you he's in a 3-point contest. I bet you they invite him and he goes to that.
He made the rookie all-star thing.
Oh, so he's there already? Oh, he's definitely going to be in it.
He's going to be there. So he's one of the 10 rookies that made it.
Good for him.
He's having a good year. He's 19 years old and he's putting up 20-something points every other game. I understand that's what the point is. They don't have he's not right. If he's on Cleveland, he's not seeing the court, right? Maybe 8-10 minutes a game or something. I understand, right? We're a contending team. But no, he's been him and Traore, seeing that box score tonight and watching this game and seeing the production there.
He's learning.
You just gotta keep doing that and then pray. See, now I'm happy. Now I'm happy. I'm happy.
Nick and Nader finally getting a chance to tune in with the nice comment.
So let's talk a little soup.
So where the hell you been, bro?
Let's talk a little soup.
Like, come on,
let's talk
man.
a little
What the
soup.
fuck?
Nick and Nader, one of the good guys in the world.
Telling me
his
he's
brother's a
listening
Nets
all the
fan
time.
too.
Tells me he listens all the time, and this is the first time he's tuning in. Give me a fucking break.
Yeah, we always
We're
have our
friends.
good soup debates. Write some comments here, Nick Nader. I'd love to know your favorite soups.
No,
but
I love
by the
him.
way,
He's
Alex,
such a
not
good
being
person.
on, not
It's
being
rare
on,
you find a good person on Twitter to be friends with, and he's just one of those. He's been on this podcast also, so I'm just busting his balls. But yeah, go ahead, Mike.
not
Sorry.
being on, and he's allowed not to have a photo of himself. Although it's kind of a cartoon version.
He does nothing but post selfie videos and pictures of himself, so we know that he's a real person.
Not being on Twitter,
yeah,
I feel like I'm more excited to go on the podcast.
That's good. That's good
because I have no idea.
So are you going to get your account back, or it's totally stolen?
I'll keep trying every other time. I already have planned my tweet when I do arrive back. I already know what I'm going to say.
A couple people I've seen, like they almost got their accounts on. I've gotten DMs from like, hey, vote for my podcast, and like I tell them, change your password, hurry up,
it's too late. If you get that, it's done.
No, but one of my guys was able to do it. He was at Cheeb87 Chibuzi, and we've been following each other a long time. And he goes, he has a pinned tweet now. My account was hacked earlier. Any podcast links or DMs weren't from me. Please don't respond. Secured now. Thanks to everyone who looked out. So like, he got it back quick because he probably was online and saw that somebody was on his shit, and he changed it. You know what I'm saying? So like, he got lucky.
I know you got some advice. So for me, another problem is my account's not linked to my email. It's linked to my cell phone.
So how can they, just whatever.
That's why I said that. I'm like, here's I put in the thing. I'm like, here's my number.
Yeah.
Trying and sending screenshots of my email and
right. Like
they just don't want to do it. I do have. I'm very excited about my tweet though. If I ever do get back,
you're not going to tell us.
I don't want to say. I can tell you off the air, but I don't want to blow my load on that, so I don't want to do it.
Yes, don't blow your load.
Not. I'm excited for it. I'm excited.
I'm excited for the rest of this next season. Now that we know what the team is, do you think that there was something to the Knicks players starting to play well as well because the trade rumors were swirling and they were like, "Oh my God, I don't want to leave this team. I love playing at the Garden and being in New York City. This team's championship contender. Why do I want to? I don't want to get shipped off to Chicago. Like, you know what I mean? Or Milwaukee. You think that helped them come together, or you think it was just hit the stride?
No, I think they just woke up. I think they just woke up. I think they just lost focus and woke up. I think in the stretch of a long season, shit happens.
Yeah,
and they woke up. Like, I don't think the Knicks are going to win the next 30 something games. I've been consistent on this, and I'm proud of myself for it. Yeah. Obviously I was a little enjoying more during that losing streak. It was fun. And I've said this, so you know this to be true for me. That's why I always tell people, it's like, they're going to lose those games. They're going to win these games. It's about what happens in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. It's ultimately what matters. And it's helped me. Like, I'm watching the Denver game and I'm, loving the Mikal foul to end the game, which was great. Was good call there.
Talk about that in a minute. Yeah.
But I'm watching him like, Jokic can't buy a three. He's 1 for 13. He had a funny shrug too when he missed one. He was like, I can't make a shot. It was just funny. But it's like, all right, they beat Denver. I was telling this to the Net fans who, after they lost, the Knicks beat the Cavs on Christmas Day. It's like, it doesn't matter. Like, from our perspective, it's about what they do. I'm not telling you, enjoy what you want. You sit down there, you watch Jalen Brunson, you text with all the guys. He's so cool in your thread. Like, do what you got to do. Like,
God, I know you got to belittle it because you're in the abyss, and I understand.
Do what you got to do.
Happy.
Triple M. Hey, this is so cool. We're the best. Oh man, this is awesome. Let's go put a viral video out. Like, whatever you guys do, right? I get it. But for me, from my side, I gotta wait till it counts, and when it counts, it'll count, and you'll know about it.
The NBA's got a big problem with the regular season. We can talk about that at a later date, but they have a big problem because nobody cares. And it's like, people care, fans care. You got to win, but it's more of a holistic approach than you can't live and die by every game, and that's a problem. shouldn't live and die by every game anyway in the regular season, even 20 years ago. But still, the playoffs are too expanded. 7 games all the rounds. The play-in tournament. It's just it makes it like watered down. You have to at least make the first round 5 games or make it the top 6 to get in the playoffs, and then the regular season will be more exciting. And then the playoffs won't take 3 months. But anyway, really quick, because of Jokic, he brought it up in his name. People we were talking about people on radio. There are people on the radio still that don't know how to pronounce Jokic's name. He's the MVP. He was the former MVP, the best player in the league. It's Jokic, not Jokic. You're not itching a joke.
It's Jokic.
It's Jokic. Jokic.
No, Jokic.
It's a soft J. Like, come on. Like, it just drives me absolutely crazy. Jokic. And like, these are from
Giannis.
Like Giannis, yes. Or the best was when they had Sam Darnold and he was called Darno all the time. Like Travis Darno. We got Darno. Like Darnold. Remember Travis Darno from the Mets?
Oh man, you just reminded me of a crazy story. Yeah. But I can't put it. I don't remember all the details. Later. No, it was Sam Darnold. We was in the building at the radio station.
So when you're working at CBS Sports Radio.
Yeah. And Sam's working at CBS Sports Radio. And oh man, what was it? Sam Darnold was it Sam? Nah, I believe story. Sam Darnold was there, and there was something on the TV. It was like something happened in sports, but it was like 3 days ago, and it was the biggest story you ever heard. And so he looks up and he goes, "Oh, did you know that happened?" Everybody's like, "You fucking serious? Like this is old news." Oh man, I'm blurring some.
That sounds really funny. It's gonna hit you like in the middle of the night.
Oh, but it was something so obvious, like somebody wins NBA title. It was just something,
right? Like something.
Or more, I don't remember. Exactly
it's not like yeah. Oh, not even like you work at the radio station, like, so you
like,
see.
Did he just say that? No, I don't know. And I was like, that guy's not gonna be a good bro. Not gonna happen.
Now he's in the Super Bowl. But
who do you like for the Super
foul
Bowl?
At the end of the overtime?
Mikal Bridges foul, and then we'll do a quick.
So
good call. You got to make the call.
That's bullshit. So end of overtime, Knicks are gonna win. The Nuggets missed a 3, or whoever shot it, I don't remember. Loose ball, half a second left. Mikel's holding Brown.
Yeah,
and they blow the whistle. The ref was itching to make that call. He had the whistle on the tip of his tongue, like waiting to make a call. And I know Mikel definitely fouled him, but nobody ever calls that foul. People are mauled at the end of games on loose balls.
Yeah, you shouldn't have called it.
You can't call that. The game's over. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You just gave the Nuggets a chance to tie the game and extend the game. And that's another thing that makes this team great, is that the old Knicks would have wavered and wavered. I keep saying that word. That's the word of the day, wavered. Yeah, they would have, folded and given up, and, it would have been mentally that we spent. But they came back and still won. But still, that's such a bullshit call. And it's rare that I get like actually angry from regular season games. But that was so bad. And I'm glad the Knicks won, so we don't have to hear about all the refs crap. It just we'll forget about it.
There was some weird calls at the end of that game, like the tripping thing that wasn't a trip, and then it forced Denver to use their challenge, which then could hurt them. But also, the Knicks were able to sub Mitchin, I believe, which helped them
because of the foul. Right.
Because of the foul or non-foul.
They shouldn't be allowed to, honestly.
Or maybe I'm wrong.
It's not an actual foul.
Was Mitch in the game at that point? But I was like, I think they brought him in for the offensive defensive swap, which helped because he can play defense.
Yes, he can.
Super Bowl. Who do you think's gonna win? Feels like the Seahawks.
I think the Seahawks are gonna win. I think the Patriots played a soft schedule. I think that they, had a soft schedule through regular season. They had a cupcake AFC Championship game, even if it was in the snow. I think that the Seahawks are going to win a Super Bowl, and I think it'll be a good game. It might be high scoring, but I think it's not going to be like last minute drive to win the game. I think it's going to be won within the last 5-6 minutes.
Patriots winning annoy you? Or whatever?
Oh yeah, it would
like they're back really again. Like after they were able to
really annoying. Really annoying, honestly, because it's like it's also the comparisons to the Jets, because it's like they're like, see, all you had to do was fire your coach and hire somebody else. Fire your coach after 1 year and hire another coach. Yeah, okay. So as long as we had Drake May and we had Mike Vrabel, a ready-made experienced coach that played for us, ready to take over right away,
Yeah,
Sure, we could do the
you don't
same
have
thing.
you don't have either of them.
We don't have either of those
you don't have
things.
either of those.
There's no experienced ex-Jet player that's out there that was a successful head coach, and the Jets did everything they could possibly do to hire Vrabel. But he was like, "Listen, the Patriots. This is like."
Let me just tell you
I'm
just
going
how
home.
fast
Yeah.
sports changes, and I want to remind this to all fans. This is it's just a lesson, okay? So we'll have a little.
I
Lesson time
I hear
here.
Knicks shade coming. I feel the Knicks
indirectly,
shade coming.
indirectly.
No,
But
I feel it. I feel
no,
that.
but it's a good point about the Nets
The
too.
vibes. Yeah.
It's a good like a couple of years ago, the Jets and Giants. The Jets were going for with Aaron Rodgers. There were Super Bowl vibes, and the Giants were bad. Not that the Giants are really any good, but now they have a quarterback. They got a head coach, proven winner in John Harbaugh. You feel good about the offensive line from this past year. Scatterboo back from injury, Neighbors back from injury, defensive talent that just was maybe not coached great. So you feel good if you're a Giants fan, like you're on the other side of it, and the Jets are in the completely opposite situation. Just how fast that changed. The Nets were going for an NBA championship, big three. Knicks not even close. How fast that changed. So all I'm saying is you just don't know. And if you're a Knicks fan, you have to appreciate and really just say, like, hey, we are close. We got to take advantage of it. Because you just don't know in sports how fast things can change. Like the Pacers might never be back to an NBA final for 30 years. You just don't know.
And then we're in game 7 of the NBA finals.
And then to just see like Halliburton go down like that. I mean,
I'm not crying for the Pacers fans. I'm not crying for them at all, but I understand. I can imagine being a Pacers fan and that happening. That's very
God.
Yeah, that's awful. That's like Ewing getting hurt in the Eastern Conference Finals. Knicks still win with the 4-point play and the whole thing, but you get to the finals, you're like, yeah, well, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, we have no chance now with Duncan and Robinson, but it is what it is.
You just never know when you're gonna be back.
Yeah, and yeah, no, I hear you.
Knicks haven't been back since.
No, they haven't. They haven't. We went through hell, and now we're back. So it's good. And I think as you get older, you tend to appreciate the sports moments more and not get as down when they go down or be as stressed. Like I'll be stressed in the playoffs because it's like this is the moment that it has to happen. But throughout the season, but even in the playoffs, in those moments, I'm going to enjoy it so much more. Like, can you believe this is happening? Can you try to really take it in? Because it doesn't happen that often in my life, in my sports fandom.
I was thinking to myself the other day, I was sitting in bed and I was like, I'm 42. I'm gonna be 43 on lottery day, if I haven't told you enough.
Oh, yep.
Like I might never see the Nets win a championship.
Right.
I got
clock's
30, 40 left.
Your biological clock, like in My Cousin Vinny.
Yeah, great move. One of my favorite movies.
Any more things you could possibly pile onto the outcome of this case?
Yeah, it was a great.
Your biological clock.
Best scene in that movie is
my career.
Yeah, is when Vinny's sleeping. They're in court and Vinny's sleeping, and the guy gives his testimony, and they go, "Vinny, you're up." He wakes him up. He just goes, "Everything that guy said is bullshit." He's sleeping through the thing because he can't get. He goes to prison to get sleep. Yeah, just so good. That's a great movie.
I can quote that entire movie.
That's a great. That's up there.
Yeah,
everything that guy said is bullshit.
Identical.
That is a great movie.
So good.
Joey Gallo. Yeah, so she's so good in that too.
Yeah,
she won an Academy Award.
She did for that. Yeah.
All right, Bad Weather fans, episode 298. And,
so wait, gun to your head. Knicks win the championship. That's the last segment.
They did not.
No,
I don't think they get out of the first round. all the teams that win the championship, the Sixers.
NBA standings. Real quick standings check, and then we'll.
They're the 2 seed.
Yeah, tied with Boston. But who's 7th seed right now? The Magic. Wow. I mean, I know that they'll be in the play-in tournament, right?
It's going to be the Magic or the Heat.
Play-in tournament 7 to 10. So we don't.
You rather have. I mean,
well, the Sixers are only 2 games in the 6th. So yeah,
they've won 5 in a row. The Cavs, all the teams in the East are playing well. That top 5 outside of Toronto, I guess, has slumped a little bit.
Yeah, and the Pistons, I mean, they lost today, but they've been playing well. They've won 7 of the last 10. So
yeah, I mean, they're playing well too, right? They're going to win 60 games or something.
Yeah, it's going to be
maybe
crazy.
58. They're gonna win. They're gonna win
Right.
a
The
lot of
Knicks
games.
won 8 in a row, and they're still 4.5 back of the Pistons. So,
By the
yeah.
way, sleeper move for the Cavs, getting Schroeder.
Yeah.
He's a good backup point guard in the playoffs. Like that's a big upgrade over Lonzo Ball in the playoffs. Like you saw what Dennis did with Detroit last year. He's just a big game player. He can spot you 10, 12 minutes. It's just a good guy to have off your bench. I like that move for them a lot. Underrated.
Yeah. And he's now Dennis Schroeder. I think he's been traded the second most of all time in the NBA, like the amount of times he's been traded.
Oh, that's crazy.
Hold on.
Who's number one?
You want to guess?
If you give me a clue.
Drafted by the Knicks.
What year?
Oh, fuck. Mid 2000s. I don't know what year. Mid to late 2000s. Or
Who is
early.
it?
I don't know. Sometime in the 2000s.
Who is it?
Trevor Ariza.
Has he been on more teams? I guess he was. He was never a net.
No, he wasn't. But I remember.
Bad weather fan.
Yeah. No, I wanted to get the amount. Yeah. So, yeah, it's
okay.
Top 5. Trevor Ariza, 11 trades. Dennis Schroeder is tied for second with 8 trades with Dan Dickow, Dale Ellis, and Chris Gatling, your boy.
Chris Gatling.
And Don McClain, whoever that is.
He was on the Nets too. Don McClain. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
Don McClain was in. He was in a Nets trade.
Oh, that's John McClain. Okay. Yeah.
No, Don McClain was in the deal. What deal was he in? Was he in the Jason Kidd trade?
Oh, no, let's see. Don McClain.
Was he part of the Jason Kidd trade?
I don't know, man. Let's see. Don McClain. Traded to the Nuggets to the New Jersey Nets and traded from the Nets to the Seahawks, the Supersonics.
Was he in the Robert Pack trade? Was he in the Robert Pack trade?
Let's see what this trade is. Oh, come on. They're not going to tell me.
It's okay.
Yeah. All right. Whatever. Google it yourselves. Bad weather fans. Thanks for joining us.
See y'all later. All right. Have a good night.
Let's go Knicks. Winning the championship. That's right.
Stop with that nonsense.
That's right.
No,
winning
it
all.
isn't.
Yes.
No,